Welcome, adventurers, to Fables of the Forge.
I'm Bazar.
And I'm Ragnar.
Each week, we delve into the stories that shape heroes and break worlds. Each arc is a legend reforged. Each session is a new chapter in the saga.
Whether you're a dungeon master, a player, or you just love a good story, grab your dice, pour a drink, and join us at the Forge.
This is Fables of the Forge.
Hello, everybody. I'm Ragnar.
Hey,
this
everyone.
is Bazar. We are Fables of the Forge. Welcome in. Look, this one's going to be very, what's the word I'm thinking of? Help me here. Help me. This is going to be very sporadic. Yeah, sporadic. Another word. Sexy. No. I mean, Baz is always that. Ayo. I don't know. I think we're just going to talk about some random shit that has to do with D&D today. We're going to try something. We're experimenting. That's what we're doing. Isn't that right, Baz?
That is correct, sir. Yes, sire.
Yes, sire. Yes, sire.
Of course, sir. Whatever you say, sir.
The whole idea behind Fables of the Forge is to have like a casual, sit back, random talking shit of Dungeons and Dragons. Not talking shit about Dungeons and Dragons, but talking shit of Dungeons and Dragons. Just everything that we have learnt, everything that we have experienced, every story that we have ever had to tell, it gets told here. So that's what we're doing. I think that's
Indeed.
That's a good way to do it, right?
Yeah.
Right?
So you had mentioned before we were talking, as we do before the episode started. And one of the things you had mentioned is just talking about maybe helpful tips, little tidbits.
Yes.
I feel like one of the things I wanted to bring up was I've seen it going around the D&D and TTRPG spaces. It is a neat little trick to make combat go faster. If you don't know, I loathe combat in D&D as much as I do love it. I'm in a very weird spot, and a lot of people will hear this and go, well, try a different system, Baz. And I'm here to tell you, I do try different systems because of that. But the thing that I have most recently seen that I'm like, hey, guess what? That really does work is rolling your D20 and your combat die, and your hit and your damage die at the same time. Holy cow, it's really good. And because, well, one of the things that kind of helps with that is sometimes you'll have like, I give inspiration, or I give my inspiration stack. So like, and I give those out. They don't like, it's not like stacking heroic inspirations or anything, but like I give inspirations, you can use them whenever. But if you were to roll your D20 and your combat and your damage die, and you roll like a 7,
I guess you'd save so much time, right? Literally.
Yeah, I mean, you would think it wouldn't save that much time, but you roll them at the same time, and then what it does is you can look at it and see, oh, hey, I would have had like max damage on this 2d12. I'm gonna go ahead and spend an inspiration to, instead of rolling it and going, I mean, I missed, and also I would have only rolled 3 damage. So
yeah, that's fair. That's actually really cool. I like that. Being able to see the damage after you roll, and even if you miss, you're just like, oh, that would have been X amount of damage. Like, damn, that would have been, that would be like that'd be almost like motivational to use inspiration, right?
Yeah.
Because you can see the damage there.
Yeah, so I like that, and in person it works really well, and I think I've seen it done online as well, where you just gather all of those up together and just toss them whatever, depending on what TT or virtual TTRPG you use.
Yeah, I mean, like for my campaign here that I run on this very table right behind me, sorry.
Ooh.
It is like when we run combat, I do it, I guess, the normal way, just like the opposite way of that. Roll to hit, roll damage. But then I have this homebrew rule that I've added in where you might like this too. Everyone has a natural 20 that they can cash in at any time they want to. But whatever they roll next is a natural 1 guaranteed. after the natural 20.
Interesting.
They have one natural 20 that they can cash in at any stage throughout the sessions, and
Any session or just like one
it refreshes
flat?
every session. Refreshes every session.
All right.
Yep. So not long rest, but refreshes every session. And they can they cash it in, and then what they can get an extra 20 on anything, on a success for like a ability check or a saving throw or a 2-hit, and then whatever roll is made after that, whether it be a Constitution saving throw or whether it be like a Death saving throw, it's a natural 1, no matter what.
Gotcha. So here's my question. I think my little my I have a
Go on.
I have a divination wizard, and I'm looking at you now. You may not see it, but you can hear me. I'm looking at you. You know who you are. Would you allow, because divination wizards, they roll 2 portent die per
Correct.
long rest.
Yep. No.
Would you let okay, I was just curious,
No.
like, is it, hey,
Hell
no
no.
way getting around it. Okay, I just wanted to
Hell
see because
no.
that I love it. Don't get me wrong. I was just
Mhm.
curious because I know I'm looking at you again. I
I'm looking
know.
at you again. Hell no.
Um,
No,
I just the
no banked saved like that. No, like it's only used for you and no one else. You can't give it to anyone else. So Portland
cool.
doesn't work, in any other sort of
Important,
respect.
lucky. I like it.
Yep, none of that. I don't even run lucky in my campaigns, or at least the
I
old one.
I
I don't
have
run the old one.
lucky. I have lucky. One of a DM of mine that I play under, he says only one person on the board can have lucky, and now I kind of understand it because I give
It's
inspirations,
tough.
and now the game has heroic inspirations. It really does sully it out. I think we've talked about it. Either we've talked about it on recording, or we've talked about it just chatting before, where it kind of undermines the. Oh
Yeah.
well, what was the point? What's the
Yeah.
point of rolling? You should have just yeah, you succeed. So,
Hold on. Wait. Pause. Alrighty. Sorry.
any no,
Go
you're
on.
good. I was just gonna say anyways.
Anyways, um, what's here's a good question for you. What is your favorite homebrew rule that you use
Favorite
besides the
homebrew
rule of cool?
rule? Oh,
Besides the rule of cool.
fair. I feel like rule of cool is built into the game. So,
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
um,
Hmm.
let's see. There's several that come to mind. We don't use one of my absolute favorites as much as we had talked about doing. I'm gonna go take a peek at mine just off the lid, but
Yep.
I think one of my favorites. I'll talk about it. I don't know. That last one's pretty good. Just scrolling. I've got a lot of useful ones.
Hmm.
Whenever I look
Do you
at
have a list of
mine,
your homebrew rules on your PC? Is that what you're telling me right now? You have a list of it,
I have a list. I
just
have a
sitting right
list of
there.
them in the yes, they're in my Discord for all my players to see.
Oh, I see. All right, fair.
So I think my favorite is one that my DM introduced to me, and it is the most evil. And I preface it with a GIF of literally the most evilest grin, which is rule number 13, which is so topical. Would you like to roll again? And it's all in all italics. And it says, I offer you a die roll when you failed something you really would want to succeed. Nat one, final death save. Would you like to roll again? If you accept, you or I can roll, or I give you a die to roll. Huzzah, you succeed and we all have fun. The catch, I mark down the deal you've made with me as at some point I will pull the list of what's owed to me in dice rolls and will choose to re-roll my own rolls that you so lovingly gifted me. This very
Ooh, it's
commonly
like you're giving yourself
boss fights.
inspiration.
Exactly.
Ooh. How many times
Yes,
can they
it
do that per
is.
session?
And okay, so here's the thing. As often as they like, with the understanding that they like no one uses this. No one. It's happened once, and there was such an argument at the table of like, no, you are not using those because he'll use them against all of us. And I was like, now, that being said, there was a discussion was like, "Hey, are you only using him against that person? Are you only using like
Oh,
is
I
it a
love
group?" And I was like,
this.
I think it's a group thing." And
I
they
do
were
love
like,
this.
I did it became an immediate argument and people were like, "Here, take an inspiration. Here, take one of mine."
I I have a rule with inspiration. Uh,
Mhm.
like how like here you can have inspiration. I put a limit on
Yeah.
range. So they
I'm writing
the
that down.
whole to give inspiration as a player, you have to be within 60 feet and line of sight. Mm-hmm.
Oh my. That
Otherwise, how would it
is
work?
hell,
How
I
would
thought
it
I was
work?
devilish. It's not 30 feet.
Yeah, no,
I would
I
that
made
would
it
be
60
I'd be
feet.
over there. I'd be over there. Hey, Ragnar, with the spell sniper feat that I picked up, could I possibly make my inspiration go further? Hell no.
No. Yeah, literally. Yeah, my players seem to enjoy that actually because it puts that risk, and it tries to keep
Yeah,
they try to stay as close together as possible then, which is really nice for me because then
yeah.
fireball,
That is nice. I couldn't imagine. I just recently finished a combat boss fight. And once again, one sec, I'm looking at you. You know who you are. I have not been able to damage the wizard in 2 fights in a row. Uh,
Oh, that's tough, dude.
and
That's tough.
it's because he's a war gamer at heart, and he knows where to be on the battlefield, and I tell you, I hate it.
Man, there's an easy fix. There's an easy
I
fix.
gotta get better.
No. No, you are. What the fuck? No. Easy fix is just do harm.
Like, just
The spell harm.
I'm gonna put that in big letters with,
Have you do you know have you
KLIR next to it. Clear.
have you seen
Clear
the
with
harm
a
spell
star. No,
by
I
chance?
haven't. Let's take a look at
Okay.
that.
Let me I'll read it to you. I want to read it to
Okay,
you. So
okay, okay.
harm is a 6th level necromancy spell. It casting time is 1 action. Its range is 60 feet. Right? It's verbal and somatic. Nothing else. No material cost at all. And it goes like this. You unleash a virulent disease on a creature that you can see within range. That target must make a constitution saving throw. On a failed save,
Mhm.
it takes 14d6 necrotic damage.
Oh,
Yep. And half as much on a successful one. So it doesn't matter if he succeeds or not. The damage can't reduce the target's points below hit points below 1. But if the target fails a saving throw, its hit point maximum is reduced for 1 hour by an amount equal to the necrotic damage taken. Any effect that removes a
holy
disease allows the creature's hit points maximum to return back.
okay, that's a pretty easy fix. Lay on hands and you're good.
Right? But yeah, 14d6 damage, half guaranteed.
That's pretty good.
Harm,
And then that's
6th level
another
spell.
and then that's another harm. Alright, clear. I
I'm
got your
sorry.
ass.
I'm sorry, players of Baz. I'm sorry. But also, you're welcome, Baz.
Yeah. No, yeah, and I appreciate that. You know, the other day I was messing with spells and I had a very high powered um NPC caster hit the barbarian with power word pain.
Ooh.
Um
Ooh.
which I feel was he did it as his last like going away, like his like ha ha power word pained him.
Yeah.
But it didn't I figured it would do like a ton of damage or like really really and it to the right person it would absolutely be detrimental,
Yeah.
but it
Yeah.
was the barbarian, and so it was like, yeah, she's hurt, but she's fine.
What path is the barbarian in your campaign?
He is a or path of the giants barbarian,
Oh, did
and
she
it
have
is
resistance to the damage type?
not that I no, it's just it kind of let's see, power word. Let me look real quick. Power word
Yeah,
pain.
look it up. Tell me. Tell me what it says.
So power word pain. It's a 7th level enchantment. You speak a word of power that causes waves of intense pain to assail one creature you can see within range. Target has 100 hit points or fewer. It's subject to crippling pain. Otherwise, the spell
Ooh.
has no effect. Target is also unaffected if it is immune to being charmed. Which okay.
Is
While the
she
target is affected by she's not,
technically?
so she was fine.
Okay, cool. I was going to say technically
Um,
with rage
what?
on certain paths you can get immunity
Ooh.
to charm in that. Just to be clear.
Interesting. I don't think that's one, but I'll have to
Mm.
double check. While the
Yeah.
target is affected by crippling pain, any speed it has can be no higher than 10 feet. Target also has advantage or disadvantage on attack rolls, ability checks, saving throws. other than Constitution saving throws. Finally, the target tries to cast a spell. See, there's a little tidbit there.
Ah,
Finally, if the target tries to cast a spell, it must succeed on a Constitution saving throw, or the casting fails and the spell is wasted.
right.
It can make a con save at the end of each of its turns on a successful save. The pain ends.
Oh,
It
okay.
was. I read over it real fast. I'm like, oh, dude, this sounds really good because power word kill. Hey, hey,
Yeah, I mean, you can't go
but
wrong with Power Word Kill, right?
power word pain. I was like, hey, let's give it a shot. And then like I should have read the description a little bit better because I did it and then he like disappeared and then she was like, oh, I made my con save. Like
Mm.
I was like,
Yeah.
okay, for 6 seconds, you like ah.
For like 2.5 seconds, you were in excruciating pain. No longer.
Yeah. Uh, it's like,
Yeah,
but
that's tough.
otherwise, yeah, I mean, and it would be cool. That's a good shutdown spell. That's what that is. That is
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
nope.
I was gonna say there's a lot of what what my party used to have a lot of fun with, specifically Warden. Yeah, I'm looking at you now. I see you.
Mm,
Warden Law. Um Whenever I have a spellcaster and he's a spellcaster, no matter what, right? If he can get the spell silence, he will. And
absolutely.
and
It's the best spell in
there
the
was
game.
one time I was still like a rookie, DMing and all that kind of stuff, and he goes, "Can I use my reaction, my next turn's action now to do a reaction?" And I was like, "Explain." And he goes, "Well, I want to cast a spell right now in accordance to his spell, but obviously the rulebook says no. But I'm asking you, can I?" He's also new. I was like, I mean, yeah, I don't see why not. Like you spend your action now rather than getting it later. Sure, whatever. No worries. All good. And he goes, cool, I want to cast silence on the boss. Just when he was
Well,
casting a disintegrate spell. And I was like, oh, is that somatic and verbal? Oh shit, it is. Fuck!
y'all,
Completely ruined it
y'all,
because he's already moved all the way up to do this. And he's already like,
silence
ah. And then it's like,
silence is so good as a utility spell.
yeah,
Highly recommend. It is a bit meta in its own way. It is one of those spells where I too, a cheeky bastard, will oftentimes walk around with it on any character that can have it. Mainly because it's really good for your paladin that isn't going to pass the sneak attack or the sneak checks.
yep.
It's really good for shutting down enemy spellcasters. So yeah, there's a
It's like the
lot of use
counterspell
for
before
that.
the counterspell. So,
It is. It really is. It's a baby's first counter spell.
yeah. Yeah, literally, literally. And as long as it doesn't have a
um,
verbal, you know,
and that also now one that I've seen it used for, I think I've done it before, is whenever you're like, hey, we can try to use it to sneak the paladin in and his plate mount, or we cast it on the guards. And the only problem with
they
that
can't hear
is
shit.
like
If they talk to each other, it'd be a different story.
if they start talking to each other, they'll be
Yeah, the fuck?
like, what? Mo, mo.
Oh, I can't hear. Literally. Yeah, I don't know. There's a few things like that. Need to pause? Yeah, there's a few moments like throughout all sorts of sessions or sorry, all campaigns that I've learnt how to do certain things, which is just natural stuff that you pick up as a player and a DM. More
Right.
so watching as a DM because you are seeing the whole thing literally from like a a wider scale. Whereas player, you're looking at the DM most of the time while you're listening
Mhm.
sideways. But as a DM, you get all of it, and it's just like, ooh, that's cool. I'm gonna write that down. What you just did is awesome. I'm
Yeah.
gonna write that down too. And then it's like the players will start seeing that, oh, these bad guys are doing this. These NPCs are doing these things. What the fuck? Like, hello? I'm like, well, yeah, you gave me the idea. What do you want me to do? What do you want me
Yep.
to do about it?
Um, the first time that ever happened to me was shadow stepping. Shadow stepping in D&D is
Oh,
one of my favorite and most busted mechanics. I have made entire characters, entire factions off of the concept of shadow stepping with shadow
mm,
monks, and then shadow sorcerers. They get it at such a late level that
yeah,
I don't think it's worth it. But shadow monks get it at 6th level, and it's so much fun because
yeah.
I've talked about it before. much to the Locke's dismay. I talked about it in his Discord D&D chat at one point,
I do
because
remember this.
the thing about shadow stepping is that it requires, you can step into dim light or darkness and transport to an area of dim light or darkness within 60 feet. Or I think it may be, yeah, I think it's 60 for monks. The fun fact of that is at night, that is perpetual. There is no like, if you can see it, you can do it, and that's how you break into places where you literally like, "Hey, can I look through the keyhole and see if there's a shadow and I'm
Yep.
standing in darkness?" Or if you don't have you can just have darkness, cast it on yourself, congratulations, you now have a 30-foot, sphere of teleportation. So,
Yeah, it's
yeah, yeah.
yeah. You informed my players of these things happening, and yeah, they didn't end well for me. Didn't end well for me.
Listen, listen, all I do is offer the knowledge, it's how they use it that matters. I do
Yes.
not cause the madness.
There is this really cool idea that I've had recently. Because pretty soon my party members are going to encounter a spoiler beholder for the first time.
Oh. Oh,
Yeah.
oh.
They're gonna have a choice. It's not gonna be one that's like immediately attacking them. Just very cautious, obviously,
Yeah,
because like the idea behind beholders
paranoid.
is that like they are super paranoid creatures, like super astronomically like paranoid creatures,
Mhm,
and but they
mhm.
are also incredibly intelligent, right?
Yeah,
So
much to their dismay.
yeah, literally. There's this moment where like they can either choose to like immediately fight the thing or they can try to talk to the thing. But regardless, if they don't hurry up and do something straight away, basically, then it's gonna look into a mirror.
Huh, huh,
Yeah, but yeah, like I've got yeah, it's a thing. So one of the artifacts that the party's looking for or need to find is a mirror, a full
okay,
standing sort of vanity style mirror, and
right.
it's has some special abilities. Anyway, there's this idea that when it looks into a mirror, it creates another one of itself, except it's got no central mass, no central eye, no central body. It's just floating tentacles with eyeballs, right?
Mhm,
From there,
right,
each one still does its own thing, just on a little bit of a lesser scale than what a normal beholder would have. And each one of
right.
these things kind of gets spread across, an entire part, like a small part of this continent, where the party have to go find each eye. And each eye, once they collect them, it's like finding all the fucking Dragon Balls, right? Oh shit!
Yeah,
You brought me to life. Holy shit! And then it's like this really well, I can't really give too much of the spoilers away, but at the very end,
right.
think of it like a genie in a bottle kind of deal. I'll put it that way.
Yeah,
There'll be a
okay.
moment where there is that stage, but each eye will be able to do the thing that the beholder can do, and the players can use those eyes to do those things. So
Mhm.
like, kind of got this idea that I've been tossing up on how smooth I have to get that to run. So that's a cool one. I'm
That's
gonna
cool.
make them like wondrous items.
I ran a spectator at one point. Spectators are one of
Mm,
my favorite little they're lawful neutral
hmm.
beholderkin from the plane of Mechanus. And one of their innate casting abilities is create food and water.
Yep.
Um they serve contracts of about 1,000 years, if I'm not mistaken. Either that or 100 years. You can pop down in the comments and say, "No, Baz, actually." Um, but I
Actually,
like them. I like them a lot because that lawful neutral just kind of means like, yeah, I follow the rules. And I'm not such a bad person. Like, they're not going to immediately kill you, but if they're tasked with like protecting something, like, hey, nothing personal, kid, zap.
yep, yep.
So
Nothing personal.
uh, I've
Boop.
I've greatly enjoyed running this one because his contract in was one that would be it was soon to renew, but he was looking for a way to like, hey, they weren't going to renew it, and he was like, I really, really would like if they did because he doesn't like Mechanus.
Yeah,
Um,
he doesn't want to go
so
back.
yeah, he doesn't want to go back. He actually enjoys himself because it's kind of like an office job for him.
I
He's
task
protecting this
you
abandoned
with
library.
being my ally and living in this plane of existence with me for eternity, for as long as I
Right.
live.
Well, and so he was bound to the library, or bound. He's his contract is for the library that he works in, and nobody comes to it anymore. So he just kind of like, oh well, I guess I'll read then. And so he spends all
Oh,
of his
so
time
God.
just.
Oh my God. That's a lot of knowledge.
So
Jesus.
he just spends all of his time reading and making book golems, is because he had a book, a manual
Oh,
of flesh golems that he was looking at, and he didn't have any flesh down there. So he's like, what if I could substitute for books? And so they had to fight book golems when they got in there. So
that's cool. That's so cool. It's this really cool concept, right? Where maybe the bad guy's just misunderstood. Maybe the BBEG is just big old misunderstood, but like on a fucking like I did a TikTok recently where like I voiced a character.
ooh,
I don't know if you heard it or not actually. Let me see if I can
no,
get it and
no.
play it through. It's I wanted to try and make it so it seemed, what's the word I'm looking for? Like
Sympathetic.
no, not empathetic, not even a feeling of it. Just more so like I gave him like this a deeper sort of voice, like he was part of a different world, like he came from somewhere else basically, or he was a human.
Oh.
Realistically, he was a human and then turned into this monster that everybody sees. But I don't know. You may or may not be able to hear this. We'll see. You ready?
I want you to remember something. When the snow first began to fall, it was no death that came with it. It was silence. And in that silence, I heard the truth no one else would face. The gods do not care for us. They never have. They sit upon their thrones of light, watching as we starve, as we burn, as our children die in the frost. And they call it fate. So I made my choice. If the gods will not save us, then I will. Even if it means becoming the monster they fear. You call what I do evil. But tell me, what good have your prayers ever done? How many have you saved by kneeling? Every time I raise my hand, I think of the people I could not protect. Every time I burn a village, I remember the one that burned first. Mine. I am not your villain. I am what your gods created when they turned their gaze away. So when this ends,
So much better.
and the world finally understands what it costs to survive, I want you to remember something. I never wanted to destroy you. I wanted to free you.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. I like that. I like that.
Yeah. I was like,
It
what
reminds me
about
of
a
like
misunderstood?
a fallen celestial or something.
Yeah. I took a lot of
Right.
inspiration from like the idea of Lucifer and how he
Yeah.
felt. He was a fallen angel.
Yeah.
But it's almost like he didn't fall far enough. He didn't fall
Yeah.
to hell. He fell to Velendor, like the land. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's not
That's cool.
exactly what the case is. That's just kind of like the inspiration for it. But
Absolutely.
like he had
I got
the
to.
power to save the people around him. At least this is the little story tidbit that I wrote for him. He had this power to save the people around him, but the gods said no. Like he had this power, and they said no, and he didn't know why. Like, what? They're dying around us. Like, hello, they're dying, right? I'm looking at them. I can fix this
Yeah.
person with a touch.
Yeah.
Why? No. They are learning consequences. They are learning death. They are learning the cycle of life. But if we are so powerful, why are we letting them die? When they worship us, we should be for them. And then he turned into the monster because, you know? So like that was the idea, like the misunderstood God. Like all he wanted to do was help. But then it fell. It's just, I
That's
love the
cool.
concept. I love the concept of it. I don't know.
That's neat. Huh.
What are you thinking?
I just a lot of ideas started sparking off of that. But I don't know. That's I love the idea of tropes like that. Like I mean, I'm always a fan of. I was not always a monster. Like I don't know. You call it
Hmm.
it's in a
I
way
was
it's
made to be
cliche.
this.
I was made to be this, or worse, like I was forced to choose this. I've got a couple of people in my like the whole anti party essentially are people. At first, they were meant to be like kind of the my party's antagonists, and they
Yeah.
still are to a certain extent. But with time, um, the party has begun to be like, "Ah, damn it, wait a minute, they have a point. Uh,
That's where things get
the
scary, man. I love it.
well, and that's where I'm at with it, where it's like I'm down for anything, and I don't intend like they are the. I told them these are the only redeemable villains that you will find in my story. Like out of character, these are the only redeemable ones because the big bad evil
Yep.
guy, no sir, there will be no fixing him. He is a force of wrath and nature, and just
Mm.
will not be someone that you can just talk through it.
Yeah.
Whereas the anti party, very much, you could play your cards right and have them on your side of the fight whenever the fighting gets tough.
Yep.
So, um, but yeah, I love a good anti-hero in a way, and the anti-hero trope.
Yeah. Yeah. Realistically, yeah, the whole anti-hero trope. I didn't realize that's what it's called. I do love that idea though. I think
Um,
I think it should be used more.
I think so, and not in the way of like, oh, he's a bad guy, but he's actually a really really good guy.
Yeah.
Because like
No. Can't
Lucian,
be that obvious.
you know about Lucian at this point. Most
Yeah. Yeah.
people
Yeah.
that here listen to our streams, Lucian's my. For those of you who don't know, he is the my rogue, or he's my leader of the Thieves Guild NPC. And so, and he is one of those where he started off in the first campaign is like, oh, this guy is obviously like Mr. Evil. And then the more that they got to really talk to him and know him, the more that they were like, okay, maybe not. Maybe he actually wants, like, he's playing the role because he knows that somebody worse would be in that position. So he manages, like, he keeps the control over it. So
Yeah.
that's like my number one, like, oh, that's the easy anti-hero. A true anti-hero like that fallen god is something
Yep.
where it's like, nope, he's bad, but he's
Nope.
kind of good.
I just have to say something real quick. The thing that was
Okay.
here is not what you think it is. The
Yeah.
dice tower.
Yeah,
It
I
is
had
a
to
dice
ask him
tower.
last week or the last time too, because I saw it in the background. I was like, "Oh, yes, sir,
It is a dice tower.
good, Pastor George, a word."
Oh my god. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Um.
Ooh-wee.
Good golly. Fun fact
Whatever
actually.
floats your boat, buddy.
Yeah. Fun fact actually. I have the second session for Blood of the Wolf going on tomorrow. By the way,
Ooh,
the first session was actually really good. I'm going to talk about it real quick before we
okay.
before we end the episode here. But Blood of the Wolf. We've been talking about it the last two episodes. It's amazing. But the players that I've got for this one, I've got two campaigns going. For this one that's being played tomorrow, it's filled with people who love good banter at the same time as a good serious story, which is like a perfect mix. Perfect
Yes.
mix, I would say. And they are molding through this story perfectly because like the way that it's ran is that if a player doesn't choose to play the Seether, which is the sister,
The witch.
the witch basically. If a player doesn't choose to play that, then she turns into an NPC and she follows the party. Like she is the NPCs. She is the sister NPC. She has to be there no matter what, whether it's a player playing it or an NPC. It has to be there. And if she dies, GG's. GG's. That's basically what it is, right? But Raven, who is playing her character at this stage, the NPC version of it that I have was Astrid. She has made Astrid her own, and like her name is Sorsha. She is a Seether. She is absolutely rocking it right now, and the way that it's kind of molding its way through, it almost feels like. Have you seen? It wasn't very popular. No one really liked it, but the concept was great. Hercules, but with The Rock. Have you seen that movie?
Yeah, I watched it. I watched it actually.
Didn't get
I'll be
great
honest,
ratings. I like it.
I liked it. I liked it.
I like it, dude.
Is it what's his name? Oh gosh, is it Ian? Yeah, Ian McShane.
Yeah,
Is probably one of my favorite characters
Yeah.
in that movie.
the knife guy.
I think so. He's the one where he keeps like he knows when his death's gonna happen, and so
Oh yeah, him.
he
Is my
stands in
time.
front of the spear. It is my time,
know.
and then just catches
Yep.
the spear and throws it back.
Yeah,
like
it's wild.
arguably one of my favorite moments. Continue. I know you had a point to that, but I have
no. But how that party is like ran and organized. So like, that's basically how they're playing it, which is really really cool. There's this NPC named Kjorn the Oathkeeper, and he's this old. Oh, now he's this sort of this older Viking warrior that was loyal to their father specifically. And the first session was them arriving into Ravensvik, which is the old fishing town that's just past where they used to live. And the party had to go there to like Astrid, Sorsha, the same person, had an omen.
Mm-hmm.
The omen was to like the whole side of the campaign was to head to Ravensvik and find people. Just find people. There was this urge to like build allies, build an army, if you will. That's basically the whole premise of the whole thing, right? Build an army, take over, take back what was yours, what was lost. And when they went there, they found Kjorn. And Kjorn was the protector of the village. But Kjorn didn't recognize them to begin with. Kjorn did not recognize them, and he was gonna make a big old swing. And he is technically, in terms of like leveling, they were level 3. Kjorn is like level 8 or 9.
Mm-hmm.
So he was going to take a big old swing, and I was like, he's moving towards you. He's gripping his axe, and then one of the party members goes, "Is there a bucket around?" And I was like, "What? Yes, I get yes." And he's like, "Great." He walks over to the bucket, grabs it, and puts it on his head. And I was like, "Oh!" In session 0, their character would put a bucket on their head and run around like a maniac, and just run into walls.
I mean,
right?
As a kid,
he would do that, and then Kjorn would have to go like, "Wait a minute, like I know you," and dude, it was like the moment of like the switch. Yeah, it was a very clever way to do it. Anyway, they're building that part, and they had to take off their first mission was like to destroy a red barge, which is like the Red Wolf, which is their uncle's clan, who they're going against. So the Red Barge was like the big thing. There was about 20 guys in there, and I expected it to be somewhat of a difficult fight. No. They got on. No, I mean, there was in this combat a total of maybe 30 rolls made. 21 of them were natural 20s by the party.
Holy shit. Good Lord.
Let me tell you something. It was a nightmare of a fight. Like just watching them slice through. Oh man, it was crazy.
Another crit. Oh jeez.
Yeah, I was like, how the hell are you critting so much? What is this? And he's like, I don't know, beginner's luck.
Right.
It's like, Jesus, this is crazy.
When you run the luck out of those dice, don't come crying to me when you can't roll above a 10.
Yep. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But yeah, that was that. It's fun. It's going good. I got the second campaign running next weekend as well, which I'm also equally excited for, and I can't wait for.
That's cool.
Yeah. I'm looking at the dates. 6th, so tomorrow, and then the 13th next weekend. Get me in.
That's sweet. I love
Yeah.
that. We've got session tomorrow. But I think one of my players is out. So I'm trying to decide if that means that
Pause or
we're in a
go
moment.
ahead.
We're in a moment where we could kind of just have like a little a peaceful session, so to speak, where nothing
Like
big
an RP
happens, but little
sesh.
conversations occur. Yeah, like an RP, very much an RP sesh. Which most of the time we have RP sessions, but like I won't progress the story any further. Like you will not
Yep.
physically leave where y'all are.
Yep.
And my players do well within that. Like they like that stuff, especially where they're at right now.
Yeah, I mean, any more time to give more conversation is cool, I think.
Yeah, and there's enough going on right now where I like whenever they can sit down and engage their characters or kind of uh interact in ways that is kind of difficult to do within the hour constraints that we have.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty well sold that I think we're just gonna have like one of those hangout sessions
Yeah, why not? It's always
where
good.
I, yeah, and I've always, I mean, my first campaign, oddly and funnily enough, since it's a legacy campaign of that campaign, these are basically the children of those people in some regards. One of them actually being the child of that.
Hmm.
Um, this is 20 years after the last. They are at Tenevrin Manor, which is the former party's house. This is their
Oh,
estate that they lived at, and this is where a lot. This is where we learned to play D&D whenever we played here. So a lot of sessions in that my first campaign were spent at this place, hanging out, just living at the manor. So it would, for most of my players, that's going to be a pretty easy, like, oh yeah, like
transition.
riding a bike.
Yep. Literally. Yep.
Hmm.
I love that. Yeah, I don't know, man. I love those sessions. I do love those sessions, like the ones where, what are they called? What do you call them normally? Like downtime sessions? Halfway?
I know that some people call them beach sessions, but it's not like really the beach or anything, but like, the beach episode, where it's
Oh,
just
yeah,
nothing but
yeah, yeah.
happiness and
Yeah.
which, but yeah, like downtime. And used to we would do downtime via like just a Discord message, like a chat area,
Yeah.
but we kind of stopped doing that and started really just wanting to do the downtime and describing the downtime, and
Yeah.
just really having fun with it. So
When you have a campaign that's not running on limits, then like, yeah, I think it's always good to do those ones for sure. I'm in the same boat.
right.
I'm in the
I
same boat.
I prefer longer format campaigns, that allow for that.
Yep.
Um, it was easier the first time around whenever one of the first things that happened was they were given this place and they would go out and then come back. And so it was
Yep.
easy to have those kinds of sessions where you didn't really have to worry about um like the goings on, or like they could always go and respond and come back.
Yeah. Yeah. I like a home base kind of deal. You mean?
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Yeah. I love that. Yeah. That's I
2024
do
they
that
just call it a bash.
pretty much all of it. When I first started like DMing, this is gonna be very quick, very, very quick. When I first started
Good.
DMing, I would do a lot of Adventurers League stuff, but not from the module Adventurers League. I'd make my own. Like literally just make my
Cool.
own. So I wouldn't fuck around with any of the stupid rules that I hate. I hate Adventurers League, by the way, just so you're all aware. Everybody's aware. I fucking hate it. The restrictions in
Never played it.
Adventurers League, bullshit. Get rid of it. So I made the concept of Adventurers League and made it my own. And I made this entire hierarchy within the Adventurers League. Like you got Onyx members who are the founders of the guild. You've got the Platinum members who are like the highest tier heroics that you can send out on big missions, like fighting dragons and shit. And then you've got below
Right.
that gold, silver, bronze, and an iron. And then beyond that you've got like workers, and that's kind of the general gist. If you're an adventuring party, you got to register as a guild member, and that's the only way that you're allowed to do adventuring in the old campaigns. So I used to do this, but the problem is that if you
Mhm.
didn't register and you didn't get accepted into the guild, you were not allowed to take any contracts or do any adventuring legally within the continent. Not
Okay.
allowed. I am not using this same system now, but I probably will pick up again soon. But yeah, like I don't know. Like just fucking, I hate the normal Adventurers League stuff. Like you have to do this, you have to follow the story, you have to go do this. The railroading, I can't stand railroading. Like I kind of just like,
Right.
here's the train, you've got to fucking build it, rail it, find a way to get it powered, and keep going. Yeah, rail it. That's right, I said it. And then find a way to get it to fuck going. Good luck. And that's basically like how I do it. And then by the time they've got it going, okay, there's the plot. The plot's there. Send it. You know, that's kind of
That's
the
cool
way I run,
though.
I think.
Like, I mean, and I think with us playing our first D&D campaign and having the house pretty early on, it allowed for a lot of really fun, like getting to spend time as your character. So they were really attached to their characters by the time that campaign ended because of that, stories have been developed and continuations of those characters have been made because of how attached they were to that. Whereas, like,
Yep.
if you're playing just regular old dungeon surf and turf,
Dungeons.
you've got just nothing but, all right, well, old boy died, and somehow in the next broom closet over, my new character stumbles out. So
In the next broom closet over, yeah. Dude. Jesus.
look at this conveniently placed broom closet in the dungeon. What's behind door number 1?
There's
Oh my
a
goodness.
porta potty.
So
Superman telephone booth style.
exactly.
God. How do you know what? That's a conversation for the next episode. The next question I'm
Alright.
going to ask you is how do you deal with character deaths and then bringing them into the next campaign? We'll answer that next time.
Mm.
That's it though.
Alright.
That's all we got for this session. Fuck, I'm playing D&D. For this episode, that is it. That's all we got. It's a bit of a shorter one. By a bit, I mean like an hour short. And we're still here though. We're chilling. We're vibing.
We're trying to format these things, man. Give us a break, okay? We're trying to make, professional streamers. All right.
We're trying. But yeah.
Yeah, trying.
All right, everybody. You all take care. We will see you guys in the next episode. I appreciate you. Baz?
See you later.
Sing us a song, Baz. Sing us an outgoing tune. Go.
I wish to see you again. We hope to see you again. La-di-da-di-da-di-da. Hope to see you again.
Goodbye.